Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining the live today. Wanted to come back and talk about everyone was excited about the walking challenge. And so I wanted to get a little bit more feedback because I'm trying to put something together that will work for everyone, because I know everyone isn't quite as crazy as I am as far as going out there and doing a 100,000 step challenge come September. But if you are as crazy as me, let me know, and I can let you know what program I developed for myself to help me get ready for that. Because based on a lot of videos that I've seen, that's not something you want to go into cold. You want to have your feet, your hips, your legs, all your joints prepared for that amount of walking. Because everyone takes walking for granted. They think it's just, it's something you do every day. But if you don't do a lot of it, you don't engage all the little stabilizer muscles that you need. And it's different from any other form of exercise in that I was riding my bike real heavy last year. But when I started switching over to more walking and splitting the difference, it used slightly different muscles and you could feel the difference. Besides the fact that it's very important that you protect your feet. That's one of the most important things of all, is to really, really invest in a good pair of shoes. But for the program that I'm putting together, I wanted to get feedback on where people are currently. If you're doing some things right now, where you are on an average step range, because what I'm looking at is using that first week to find out, without any changes to your lifestyle, how many steps do you walk per day in a week? Because the key to all of this is to figure out where you start and then just add steps from there. If we don't know where we start, we don't know where we're going. So, and I want to slowly ramp it up, because this is not, I don't really want to call this a challenge per se. I want to talk about it in terms of, this is what you're going to do to get to that between 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day, with the sweet spot really being 7,500 steps, to increase your health and your longevity. You might lose some weight along the way, but that's not what this is particularly for. It's not about weight loss. It's about improving your health, improving your cardiovascular, to get to the point where you can maintain this over the rest of your life. You don't want to, my little key or problem with going in and just having, for lack of a better way to say it, for having, I can't even think of it off the top. You don't want, over the last few years, I've always had a challenge for myself, because I do want to push myself further than what I've ever been before. But at the same time, there's also been some challenges where they were long and you're just looking towards the end of it. With this, I want it to kind of be a plan that you get to those critical amount of steps for health and longevity, and that you maintain that over a lifetime. You're not waiting till you'll get to the end and say, oh, okay, I got to those many steps, I'm done. Because walking is something that you can do for the rest of your life, and it's something that does add value to you. And You don't need a lot of equipment to get it done. You just need a good pair of high quality shoes. You want to invest in the right pair of shoes. For me, I made the transition to zero drop shoe, which means, most shoes have some kind of incline to them, and mine is just flat zero drop shoe. Because when I used to work in the plant, I used to wear those Hokas with the real thick soles and a nice deep drop, because that for me that was optimal walking on concrete all day in the plant. But as I've transitioned out of that, I've gone to zero drop shoe, which is made my feet feel so much better after a transition period, which was a little bit painful as you go to that zero drop, because now you're using stabilizer muscles all in your toes and your ankles that you don't have to use when you wear the thick sole shoe. So let me show you something right quick. These are my main shoes right now. So I love these shoes. They're called Flux. Flux. They're very comfortable. They're mainly made to be worn barefoot. So if you want to wear socks with them, you're gonna have to get a size up. But I really enjoy those shoes. They're very comfortable. They've got a lot of aeration, so my feet don't sweat in them, even without socks. And it's very comfortable shoe. The other shoes that I wear, and that was part of my transition, is these Ultras. They're a zero drop shoe, but as you can see, they have a lot more cushioning. So it was part of my transition from the Hokas was to go to the Ultras, and then now, like I said, I'm at the Flux. But either way, I really would suggest you go. Even if you don't buy the shoes there, go to a running store where they can watch you walk and kind of tell you where you are, where you're starting from. If you're pronating or supernating, all the fancy terms. Just to see where you are right now, because you have to invest in good quality shoes. If you don't spend money on nothing else, invest in the shoes, because they will make all the difference in the world. But at the same time, if you have a good pair of shoes, you might want to start with what you have. Don't let the fact that you don't have that higher quality stop you. But because in the beginning, as you're ramping up, you won't be walking quite as many steps. But I promise you, once you upgrade to the higher level shoe, your feet will notice the difference. Because I was a firm believer in, I'm not spending this much money on those shoes. So that was kind of my thing, I'm not spending this kind of money on those shoes. So was where I was coming from. It's just, but once I did it, I promise you, you'll notice the difference. And you'll thank yourself for it. Don't worry about thanking me. The rest of your body will thank you for it. So what I'm thinking about doing right now is creating an 8-week challenge. Really, it'll be 9 weeks overall, because as I said, that first week will be just you evaluating how many steps do you average per day in a regular week. because you're not going to change anything. You're just going to track steps. If you don't have an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, if you have a phone, whether it's Android or iPhone, you can download a steps counter app and just make sure you keep the phone with you all the time, and it will track your steps for you. Because for me, sometimes having the phone in my pocket is actually more accurate than the Apple Watch. So you just want to go about your regular week and figure out how many steps on average do you walk per day for a week. And then we're going to gradually add steps each week. I'm going to give you a couple of stretches that you can do before and a couple stretches that you can do after each walk, because we got to kind of open up some things and loosen up some things that's gotten tight. And as you strengthen your hips, your knees, your ankles, it also prevents you from having that, oh, I've fallen and I can't get up. We don't want none of that here, because there's nothing worse than falling and breaking a hip or something like of that nature. We want a body to be active. So like I said, we're going to start off with, I guess you can call it a week 0 of just learning where you are. And then each week for 8 weeks, we'll add some more steps and give you a few more tips to help you make walking a part of your lifestyle. Because like I said before, we want this to be a program, not a challenge that, okay, my 8 weeks is over and I'm not doing this anymore. So that's the plan. And I wanted to get feedback, but it doesn't seem like anybody's showing up tonight. So, that is where I am. I'm trying to figure out a way for us to communicate. I do have, and Alicia T says, Facebook business page. We might be able to meet there to talk about this a little bit more. But I want to have something that's going to add value to you. Since everyone was excited the last time about it, that was my main goal, was to just say, hey, walking has a lot of benefits. You know, maybe later on in the year, we can talk about weight training, because that has a lot of benefits as well. But to me, walking is the most easiest place to start. And it's something that you can maintain. I remember seeing this gentleman from Phoenix. He lived to be 114, and he walked 1 to 2 miles every day until the day he died. And he was the picture of health. So we want to have that kind of thing, because I don't know about y'all, but I know the Bible promises me 120. That doesn't mean I'm going to get it, but I'm going to live my life to make sure that if the Lord wills, I can hit that 120. And if I go home earlier than that, it won't be because of something that I did, because I have abused my body long enough, and now it's time to create a lifestyle that I can maintain for the rest of my life. So Tora, if you got any questions or any suggestions as I put together this PDF that I can send out once we're ready to start, let me know. Comment below. Leave any questions or concerns. Like I said, this is going to be like 8 weeks, 9 total with the first week of monitoring. Working to get you in that 6,000 to 8,000 step range per day, with the sweet spot being 7,500, according to most studies, is what you need, not the 10,000, because we all know that came from advertising of a tracker from Japan, their version of Fitbit. Uh, so that's okay. We will get that accountability. I just have to figure out, I think for now, just to keep it free and just to keep it, since it's not a lot of people, I'll probably set it up in my on my business page for Alicia T Says, and we can do things from there. I will definitely let everybody know when we get to that point. So, if there's, let's see, what else did I want? I wanted to also make sure you stay really hydrated, because a lot of our aches and pains come from dehydration. So make sure you get water in, and then as you up your movement, you're gonna need more water, more hydration into your muscles and into your joints. If you have the money, because it is a little expensive, and I balked for a long time before I bought it, is get you a water bottle. This is called the Hydrate Spark water bottle. And what it does is underneath it's got lights and you can charge it. And it reminds me during the day to drink water, because I'm really good at the beginning of the day getting my water in. But when I start working and stuff, I totally forget. So that water bottle is connected to an app, and the app will send you reminders, on your phone. If you, like I said, if you have an Apple Watch to your watch, it will also light up at the bottom if when you need to drink, if it's been too long, it will remind you, hey, aren't you thirsty right now? So the one I have is 21 ounces. They do make a 24 and a 32, but I kind of like the 21 because that too forces me to get up and walk and get water, so that I'm not sitting at my desk all day without moving. But since I've had this bottle, I've hit my goal every day, because it does remind me, because like I said, I lose track of time in the in the middle of the day and in the afternoon. Once I get busy and get rolling, I tend to forget to drink. But like I said, the lights flash up. I see you still in your cart. Yeah, it's an investment, but it's an investment in yourself. Um, and you just have to be willing to make those investments that make the most sense to you. I can't tell you to do it or not do it. I can only say that it's been very helpful for me. It's kept me on track. I think I'm on day 10 of hitting my goal, because you can answer their questionnaire and they will recommend how much water per day you should drink, or you can manually put in how much you want to drink per day, and it will keep track of your consumption based on, you can put in your what time you wake up and what time you go to bed, and it will parcel out how much water you need to drink over that time period to get it all in. But like I said, it is an investment, and I squawked too, Tora. I had it in the inbox for a minute, but I told myself I have to double down. I have to create a lifestyle that's sustainable, that's not just some kind of arbitrary challenge that I get to the end of the challenge and then I automatically revert back. Or even if usually it's not automatic, but over 2 or 3 months after the challenge, I slowly revert back to where I was before the challenge. So this time I'm making changes to make, once I get to where I'm going, to make this permanent. So, yeah, you just have to decide if you, and commit to you being worth it and making that commitment because I look around at all the things that I wasted money on that I'm no longer using and that's no longer adding value. And it's like, hey, don't do this. Invest in something that's gonna pay you back. So that's the only recommendation I can make. Because like I said before, if you're gonna do this walking program, you got to invest in high quality shoes and you got to invest in hydration. So even if it's not this water bottle, I mean, I have the big gallon one that gives you the times on it of where you have to drink based on the time of day. Even if that's all that's in your budget, that's still invested in something that's right in front of your face that you can see, that's reminding you to get the water in. Because I promise you, things will change just by the fact that you're hydrating. Because I've slowly over this month added the water in. I'm doing smoothies and stuff because I'm trying to get to the point where I'm doing this program eventually by Dr. Brooke Goldner. And you got to hydrate. You got to drink these smoothies and hyper nourish yourself to help you get to where you want to be. My official start is this upcoming Sunday, March the 2nd. And I guess I can put it out here now so that I can put pressure and accountability on myself is I'm going to take this all down to a one guard with my clippers. And I'm going to keep my hair cut as an outward sign of my inward commitment to get to where I want to be. So I'm putting that out there. I don't quite have what I need to go bald underneath there. I get, but I've never gone down to a 1 either, so it should be interesting. And if I don't like it, that'll force me to get to where I need to be health-wise faster so that I can let it grow back out. So, yeah, it's gonna be open to all. Like I said, it's free. It's just a bunch of us getting together and creating community. Of course, probably I'll be doing way more steps because, like I said, I'm training for the 100K steps in a day in September. But I will still be walking every day as a part of creating this, as a part of my lifestyle. I'll be walking big steps and taking Sundays off because as we get older, we need more rest and recovery. These challenges that don't let you rest or don't let you take a day off are doing you a big disservice. So for me, Sundays are going to be my rest day going forward. I mean, if I go out and I end up walking a whole bunch of steps, that's on me, but it's not going to be a goal for Sundays. Sundays is going to be about, faith, family, and rest. So, like I said, if you want any more information or you want to add something to what I'm putting together before I finish it, drop a comment below. Drop any questions below that you have because I'm working on it and I want to get it just right. I mean, if it works out, maybe we can do it again as we get more people to come in and join this community. What else? Oh yeah. I will be, as we talked about before, I will be going live um, on the second and fourth Wednesdays of every month. Unless, and as we grow, maybe that'll morph into going live every Wednesday. But for right now, I'm going to get started on the second and the fourth Wednesdays of every month. So that's when our next live is going to be, is on the second Wednesday of March. And I will make sure that I post the live preview early enough. On the next one, we'll pick a topic to talk about. But before we get into that topic, we will set the terms for the program and we will get started. So you got a few more weeks to either not do nothing or start ramping up ahead of time. It is totally up to you of how you want to do this. But we will meet again on the second Wednesday in March. Let me see. Let's look this up. The right date here. Calendar. We are looking at the 12th. So on March 12th, we'll go live again, but we'll have a topic and we'll try to flesh out how we're going to work these lives going forward. Like I said, the second and the fourth Wednesdays of each month. But beginning on the 12th, we'll go over one last time this walking program, and then we'll set it to say we'll get started on the 17th, that Monday, and we'll get rolling from there. Or, yeah, we'll get rolling from there. So if you have any questions that you want to ask about it, if you want me to add anything to it based on what I'm learning, because like I said, all this is over the last year about walking has been really new to me, and I'm learning more. I'm not an expert. How you say, I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on YouTube. But I'm willing to share what I've learned and what has helped me and what pitfalls that I fell into. Like I said, so that's why this is no longer a challenge. It's more like a program to get you to the optimal amount of steps per day, that you can add that to your lifestyle, that you can make that a part of your system of health. That it's not just a destination, it's a tool to add in your toolkit on your journey. And it's something that you'll always have with you, hopefully. So we want to squash that as far as like, I'm working on it because I use the word challenge a lot too. And I want to get away from that in the sense that when you're adding something that's going to benefit you over a lifetime, it has to be a program that you're adding to your system of health, so that when you say, I am a healthy woman, that is a part of that. That is who you are. You are a walker. You are an athlete. It doesn't matter what level of athlete, your body was meant to be athletic, to be in motion, to be in movement. It was made to be strong. Just because you get older, you're not supposed to fall apart. You're not supposed to get weak. It's not supposed to be difficult. You're not supposed to ache every time you get out of a chair or need help to lean on something to get up. We were not meant to live life that way. And we got to stop claiming other people's ideas of what age looks like and what age should be, and defy that and set a new standard, so that we don't become for lack of a better word, a burden on the people in our family, on the people who love us. You want to be someone that they can look up to and be like, well, when I get there, that's who I want to be like. And if you're setting an example, that's where they'll get to. Because more is caught than taught. So okay. Yeah, you gotta. Hey, I've been guilty of it too, and that's what I say. All this has got to stop. There's a lot more that we have to do. As long as you're still breathing, there's something on this earth that God has for you to do. There are people out there that have a hole that's the size of you. And if you don't get yourself together, that hole won't be filled. And we will not have done part of what we were created to do. So we got to reclaim our health so that we can go out and do, one, what we were assigned to do, but two, also the things that we want to do and have fun and not have to. You shouldn't have to wait and think, okay, I'm getting ready to get up. Are my feet and my knees lined up in the right spot? You know, is there something for me to lean on so I can tip up? Do I have to stand and wait for everything to readjust before I take that first step? We want to get rid of all that so that it's just a matter of getting up and going about your business. So this is kind of where I'm at. If, like I said, if you have any questions or anything you want me to add or consider to the program, comment below. I'll update it. And then on the 12th, I'll let you know where we're going to do this. Like I said, it's probably going to be on my business page on Facebook as a place to start, because it's not really a group page. If you think I should create a group page, let me know, and I can do that too. So this is where I'm getting off. I just want to remind you to, one, be a good human. Two, your voice matters. And three, our stories matter. I will see you on the 12th.